Smile 90.4 FM.
Now, MiVoice is a revolutionary new, proudly South African app which has taken the country by storm since its launch earlier this month because it empowers and formalizes one of the largest informal economies in our country. Joining us to chat on the launch of South Africa's first home service app is the Chief Executive Officer at Stratcol, Hennie Heymans. Hennie, good evening and thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Benito. Good evening. Thank you for the invite.
No, it's an absolute pleasure, Hennie. Tell us a bit more about this new app, MiVoice. What is the idea behind this?
You know, I have been involved for the last almost 20 years in the payments industry. And for the past 5 years especially, I've explored so many options to bring cheaper ways of doing banking transactions to the public. Eventually, I realized that as an accredited payment bureau and not as a bank, I can only achieve my aim by subsidized banking through a sponsor of the banking costs. So that meant now I needed a reason for the sponsor to pay the costs. Likewise, in the past 2 years, we as an organization had become very involved in the fight against gender-based violence. And we associate proudly with SA Women Fight Back, an NPO in Cape Town, concentrating on this. So in my talks with them, I became aware of the inequality in the domestic workers industry. And I realized that there is just no mobile solution to resolve this and to enhance the relationship between the employer and the employee. Likewise, I realized that such a tool offers so many advantages for the employer as well, that the subsidizing of banking costs is a no-brainer. And we are thankful that it came together that in these trying times, we could roll this out.
So, Hennie, how does the app work then in terms of domestic workers? How do they get onto the app, and how do potential employees know more about those domestic workers?
Either the domestic worker, the employee, or the employer, or both of them, can download the app, which is free of charge to download.
Okay.
And then the one can register and invite the other to register as well. Once the two are both registered, they can just form a relationship in the app, and they are then tied going forward. The employer can then set up as much info as he or she wishes, depending on which of the app functionality he or she wishes to use going forward.
And in terms of the information that you speak of, could the employer, for example, set up their work or their contractual arrangements, the monthly salary, and can it be paid off the MiVoice app as well?
Yeah, the whole idea, I go back to the idea of subsidized banking. The whole idea is that we have a sponsor. Now, the employer in this case is the sponsor.
Right.
The employer pays 49 Rand per month. For that, the app renders 4 major features to both parties. The first is the HR management tool. There is no mobile HR management tool anywhere available. This one starts at the beginning. You can create your contract. The employee can do her daily COVID-19 questionnaire. She can sign in and out with the app. That obviously assists in leave calculation. There is a task manager where she can see which tasks have been allocated to her for the day or were carried over from yesterday. She can query the tasks and she can notify when it's done and sign off. She can do her leave application. The employer, on the other hand, can do the payslip. And in our next phase, the UIF and workmen's compensation registration payments and reports will be built into it as well. So it is a complete tool to become legally compliant.
Wow.
Now, secondly,
Yes.
that 49 Rand also subsidizes all the associated banking costs for the employee. So the employee will receive her salary in the app, and she can do the following with it. She has 5 EFTs. She can transfer money to an account she has somewhere buying clothes. She can transfer all of her money or only part of it if she wants to a traditional bank account. If she's still here after wishes to continue with the bank account. She can buy airtime, data, prepaid electricity. She can even create a voucher that she can spend at all of the big retailers. She can use that voucher. If she has a Gran in the Eastern Cape, she can send that voucher number through to Gran, and Gran can go to the retailer and use it. She can even draw cash at the retailers, and that is the only place that she will pick up a cost. They charge 9 Rand for a withdrawal. Now, the bank unfortunately charges as well on withdrawals. That is the one that we will still fight hard to in future get away with as well. The third is coverage for commuter life insurance provided by our insurance partners in Fusial Financial Services. If the employee dies following an accident en route to work or home, an amount of 10,000 Rand will be paid to her estate or her beneficiary. But if she's only hospitalized, both employer and employee receives 250 Rand per day for a maximum of 20 days. And then lastly, it contains 3 emergency type buttons available for usage by both employer and employee. It's not only there for the employer. The first is you preload 5 of your contacts, and on pressing the button, it opens a chat room with you and your 5 buddies in it. That is for non-life threatening. The second is by the pressing of the button, you can actually summon an ambulance. And the last is you can summon armed response. What is important to understand is it follows the phone and it comes to the phone. So it's not only coverage at your place of work, it follows you wherever you are, but you must be in an area where armed response is operating. So in the deep rural areas, unfortunately, this will still not work.
Hennie Heymans is Chief Executive Officer at Stratcol, joining us in conversation to chat about the launch of South Africa's first home service app entitled MiVoice. But my word, Hennie, it sounds as if you and your team have considered everything very comprehensive at this stage, and you mentioned that you're still going to be rolling out the important UIF bit, so that also cuts out, which can often be very tricky to deal with the Department of Labour, and all of that now will be contained on the app. Is the idea that that information can automatically transfer to the Department of Labour?
Yeah, we're exploring it at current to see how far we can do a full integration with them.
Yeah.
So it's early days to predict exactly how fluent it will be in the first rollout, but it's definitely coming, and it will be enhanced as we go along. We can already see, just from the few weeks since we launched, the types of questions directed at us in our website is very intriguing, both from employers and employees, and it even goes beyond capabilities in the app. So government will definitely take note as well. And since it is enhancement of the whole procedure, eventually we'll get there after the slow-moving wheel that we know government works at, but we will get there.
I like the way that you've also just considered those subtleties. For example, the cost of being able to bank, for example. So that is now sponsored by the employee, and then the employer, and then the employee has, for example, 5 EFTs at the end of each month, which you've described. This certainly will be doing quite a bit, I would imagine, to formalize the informal economy, if I can phrase it that way, Hennie.
Yeah, but it will even go beyond that. It will assist in building a digital ID for the employee, which, with the pay slips and proof of employment, will obviously assist in credit applications. People in the rural areas can't always prove their home addresses. They don't always have pay slips. So the combination of this will definitely assist in building that digital ID and footprint. It will also become part of an employee's CV. It will prove your past employment and can actually be used for referencing, all enhancing job creation. And then, of course, it will assist in taking cash and the risks associated with cash out of the economy. I know that so many of the domestic workers making use of public transport, buses and trains, are being robbed while they're on the buses and the trains. So it will also assist in taking that risk out.
Yeah, because of, as you mentioned, there are the 3 emergency buttons as well. Hennie, where could our listeners find out further information around the MiVoice app? Where can it be downloaded?
I suggest they go to our website first, to the MiVoice.app website. MiVoice is obviously spelled M-I-Voice, not M-Y. And then in both the app and Play stores, the app is available for free download. So should they wish to go there straight away, they can just download it.
Hennie Heymans, Chief Executive Officer at Stratcol. Appreciate your time. Hennie, thank you so much and congratulations on the new app. It sounds extraordinary. Thank you.
I appreciate it, Benito. Thanks a lot.